share with me, if you would, some of the experiences that you have seen by facilitating for others and the using of the breath and your idea of what role men play in this with their partners.
Oh, well, that's actually a very special interest of mine, working with couples to see how they can be sexual healers for each other in their relationship, and to educate them on how to hold the space for each other and the difference between a sexual engagement with each other and sexual healing, where one is just receiving or is being the focus of what's going on, and there's no reciprocation or expectation for anything else. So men can do tremendous things in their relationship to improve their connection, the deep connection with their beloved, to improve their sense of being met and showing up to each other, and being very robust in their experience with each other, instead of, settling for sexual relations that aren't satisfying, or they're over quickly, or they're having some difficulties in that area. It's really powerful to help a couple to release things that are keeping them from really experiencing each other completely, or to expand their horizons a little about what's possible with their sexual relationship. So it's an amazing process, and it's just so wonderful to be part of enriching other people's lives and helping them feel more of who they are, because it's such an essential aspect of who we are. Our Eros it's the vitality of life. It's what keeps us going. It's what inspires us, and it's often only seen as a sexual application, but Eros is so much bigger than that, and it comes through in all parts of your life. So when a person addresses the areas that are blocked in their sensual, sexual, spiritual self, it releases energy that permeates the rest of their life, and everything improves.
And the improvement will be most noticeable by their life becomes effortless, and there becomes a spaciousness and openness to it.
It does.
As opposed to before.
It does, and it makes one feel more confident. The more that you understand about yourself, the more grounded you are, the more safe you feel. And when you're feeling safe, you can pretty much do anything. So it just is an amazing enhancement to most people's lives.
And it's not difficult. You're tapping into something that is very natural, that we were born with, that we seem to have moved away from. And
but even the process of healing is very natural, because for people, when they come to see me, their life is pushing something forward. There's something coming up for them that their life is asking them to address, to look at. And so the frustration in their relationship, or the pain they're feeling in sex, or the confusion, or something, actually is a process of the self and the body trying to wake us up and trying to get us to look at something and deal with it. So that's what happens, and for me, I just listen to them and listen to their body and help them listen to them and their body. And then when that happens, it's easy for the releasing to take place, because the wounding and the trauma creates this unconscious. What happens when we have sexual wounding or trauma is that it's too much for us to understand. We don't feel safe. It's beyond what we can handle, and that takes and stuffs it into our subconscious. So in our subconscious, it's not present to us, and we don't know what's going on, and it only comes up in hints and acting out and different things that we don't really know why. So bringing awareness to it really goes a long way. As soon as awareness is brought to it with some help, it will go.
And not seeing it as a problem, seeing every moment as an opportunity for learning, for growth, an opportunity for an openness to happen. It's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing.
Yes.
It's just a shift of an attitude to it, where in society we may be thinking that that's a symptom of something and we have to stop that from happening, we have to suppress that.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite the opposite of turning it around and saying, let's embrace it, let's follow it, let it talk to us.
Yes, exactly.
How long have you been doing your work, and how did you come across your work, and why are you doing your work as a soul spirit of being here?
Well, I do very much believe it is my life purpose, that I've recognized it and I've aligned myself to it. I've been a spiritual counselor and a minister for over 25 years, and then I started studying Tantra about 12 years ago, and I became certified as a Daka about 4 years ago. So I've been doing it focused in that way about 4 years. Prior to that, it was sort of informally done with friends and people in my community and people who I was in relationship with.
So you were actually living it. You were the living example of it and in practice. And you were seeing the results that you were getting.
Exactly.
And now you want to give it to others who so much needed it. And weren't even aware, possibly, that they actually would need it.
Yeah. It was a process of me becoming aware of myself and applying it in my relationship, and then applying it with others that were seeing what was going on for me. And then there was a point where it was not an easy decision to take it public and offer it. It's somewhat controversial and new. A lot of people aren't aware of this type of healing service is available. So it took a little while for me to get clear about that and really feel that I could do it in a way that served for the best of others, of everybody. And I did, and so I've been offering it since.
Would that mean that you're a sexual surrogate?
No, I'm not a sex worker or a sexual surrogate. I don't have sex with my clients.
Okay, you do not?
No.
Okay, so what would that mean? How, when you're talking about sensuality and sexuality, how do you work with the person, and what would be involved with that?
Well, it does include somatic engagement and somatic exercises, so the body is included in the process. A lot of it, however, is unspoken and is just being present and holding the space.
And for those who don't know the meaning of somatic?
Bodily engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're working with their energy and their breath,
yes.
and it's what's happening within inside of them, and it's a process that you are facilitating, and you're there as a facilitator but witnessing to allow them to go on that journey.
Exactly.
And you're taking them on that journey.
Exactly. And
beautiful.
I have training, so I can tell when certain things are happening and help them through, or avoid a complete overload of some kind, and yet still be present for them and allow what wants to happen for them, which is really where the wisdom is. It's not really me. It's their body, it's their self, and I'm merely trying to facilitate their wisdom to come forward for them to see it.
Or to facilitate, to remove the obstacles that are there.
Exactly. That wisdom will help them see how their obstacles can be released. I like to say that in many cases these are sort of like guards or servants that were put in place at a time when we weren't able to handle it. And now is the time when they can go to those guards and appreciate them and release them from duty, and allow them to go serve in another capacity.